have arrived at the main event of the evening on the amateur side of the fight card. The current kickdown amateur middleweight champion Bud Lawson steps into this cage of combat to defend his belt against Sebastian Puente. Puente, the former middleweight champion, gave up his belt so someone could claim that title, knowing that he would be back to fight for what was once his. Puente and Bud Lawson right here, right now, for the middleweight title, J.R. Gordon.
Both these guys, very, very exciting fighters. This has potential to be fight of the night. Both of them very, very technical. We're going to see some good stuff from both of them. Lawson gets off quick with some good strikes, able to light up Puente, but Puente looks like he's recovered pretty quick. Lawson committed to that guillotine, but Puente able to step out of it.
Bud Lawson has fought many times in kickboxing, and he comes out fresh with the strikes, and Sebastian Puente has been there before. He's no stranger to it. But Bud Lawson, something has lit a fire in him, and he works now to avoid the takedown. Good opening action, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Steve Alley with you, joined by J.R. Gordon. Couldn't be happier than to be right here in Wyoming for this title fight.
Yeah, I really expect this to be a very, very technical bout, and so far it's playing out that way. Lawson doing a really good job showing his striking pedigree here. Puente got him pushed up against the cage, looking pretty committed to getting this takedown. I think he kind of tasted what Lawson had, didn't like it. Now he's got the takedown. We're going to see if he's able to pull it off here on the ground like he wanted.
Sebastian Puente is much like a few fighters we have seen in the kickdown ring or cage before. He will wait until a mistake is made and then work and try to dominate and reverse his fortunes, and it looks like he's doing that once again against Bud Lawson in this opening round. Good action. Bud Lawson working from the bottom. Puente works from the guard of Bud Lawson and now works him up against the fence.
That was a great call, Steve. What we've seen out of Puente previously is he's just a very, very patient, almost methodical fighter, and he's always been there in order to capitalize on a mistake that's been made by an opponent. We're going to see if Bud Lawson makes that mistake and if Puente is again able to capitalize on it. So far, Lawson pretty tight with his defense on the ground. He's been stacked up against the cage in a pretty bad position, but Puente not able to do a whole lot with it, although he's doing a good job now getting past guard. Lawson, although good job again getting a half butterfly guard back.
Sebastian Puente, one thing, JR, we should note, he hasn't fought in some time, and we have to wonder what his wind will be like. We always mention it, but he seems to be doing just fine, and I believe he got a little bit of a reprieve from that opening part of the round.
Yeah, he's always come into his fights in really good shape. Conditioning's never been a factor before. Doing a good job isolating a limb there, keeping Lawson from being able to defend himself real well while he lands some strikes, but not able to get off anything that's going to knock him out or cause the referee to stop the fight as of yet. But Lawson, those strikes are starting to pile up, and Puente with back control now, but Lawson, good job defending, although Puente got his arm around the neck of Lawson. Only 10 seconds left in the round. I think Lawson's going to be able to ride this out.
They're going to make it out of this first round, it would appear, and the bell will sound, and it does. We're going to take this to the second round for this middleweight title fight.
Both guys getting up off the canvas looking like they're just absolutely thrilled to be here. We've got the champion in the ring. We've got the former champion in the ring. Good stuff. Very, very technical fight so far.
Seconds out to start this second round. Great action. Bud Lawson had him, and I believe if he would have kept striking, JR, we might have seen a different outcome at the end of the first round. Nonetheless, we're going to take this title fight to the second round. It's scheduled for 3-minute rounds, or 3 threes. The bell sounds and we are off. Both fighters touch gloves, and Bud Lawson starts out the same way he did in the first, with strikes. Front kick. Everybody does this against Puente, JR, and they never succeed. He's still undefeated.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the good striking of Lawson early on. Puente coming into round number 2. Oh, Good job by Puente. Nice strikes, and he closes in for the ground and pound. He's going to stay committed to this striking attack here. He's really got a decided advantage, looking very, very strong. Lawson just covering up. Referee Jerome Locke steps in, waves it off. Lawson was not able to defend himself there. Puente regains the championship. Congratulations, Sebastian Puente, now 5-0 in the kickdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here in the center of this cage, and whether it's a cage or a ring, it's a familiar spot to be in for me. The fighter is standing to the left of myself has fought 5 times in the kickdown fight promotion. Every time a winner, every time seems like the same thing. You take a lot of damage, you come back and find a way to win methodically, patiently, and now, because you're such a class act, you gave up the middleweight title so someone else could earn that fight, knowing when you were ready, you'd come back and fight for what was rightfully yours. You did that tonight. Tell us about the fight, champ.
First I gotta say, Bud Lawson is awesome. Fans in Wyoming are awesome. You guys are an educated crowd. You guys are raw, seriously. Bud, I've been wanting to fight for a long time. You and I just kept missing each other. And I knew it would be tough. Look at my face. I love it. Bud, thank you so much. I gotta say thanks to Action Fight Club where I train. Yeah. It's the best. Thanks to GNC and thanks to Steve Allen and fans in Wyoming. You guys are awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for middleweight kickdown champion Sebastian Puente.
Hey, I told you guys months ago, this was one of the toughest guys around. I've been wanting to fight him forever. That's why I fought him. He's amazing. And I promise you, I'll get better, and I'm going to keep fighting tough guys like that. Cheer him on, because he's going to come back and represent that belt in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen,